Hi, welcome to Unique Parenting. I am B Moist, and today I want to talk to you guys about the difference between a parent coach or a coach and a therapist or a counselor. I get this question a lot, and I get a lot of clients who will email me, but they're looking for therapy and counseling and not necessarily coaching. And there's a difference. Um, a coach can also be a therapist, and a therapist can also be a coach. So I could see why it's confusing, and sometimes you may not understand which is which. So I only do parent coaching, ADHD coaching, neurodiversity coaching, executive coaching. I am a coach. I only do coaching, but there are a lot of people who do coaching and therapy and also do therapy and coaching. I do not do therapy. If you want therapy, you have to go to a therapist, a licensed professional therapist, or a psychologist, or someone who is currently actively practicing therapy. So when you take your child to a therapist, the relationship is different because that therapist is more concerned about, the social emotional growth and well-being of that child and their mental health, and basically all mental health related aspects. Therapists do not tell you what to do. They basically gently guide you in a direction of, further exploration of who you are in the mental well-being. They do the same thing with kids, with play therapy and things like that, where you may go into a therapy with a child for a specific thing, like they have anxiety or something like that, and the therapist kind of give them different forms of coping skills and mechanism to help them cope with dealing with their anxiety and things like that. So that's a therapist's job. A coach job, or a coach or the type of coaching that you may run into, basically they kind of give you skills and they more tell you what to do. That's why I love being a coach. So when I do parent coaching, I give you specific things to tackle, and I basically educate you on what's going on. So when I do ADHD coaching, I tell you about the neural pathways of why ADHD look the way that it does, why it function the way that it's functioning, why it behaves the way that it behaves. It's a lot of education. So coaching is a lot of education, but also skill-based, where here's what to do, here's how to tackle it. Same thing when I do parent coaching. It's, oh, you're having a specific problem with your nighttime routine. Here's how we can make it different. Here's something you can implement right away and you can do. And in the best case scenario, coaching and therapy blend well together, where they work together, not against one another, where you can go to your therapist and they help you with your social, emotional, mental well-being and mental health, and a coach can give you specific skills and guidelines and kind of have a strategic approach to how to gain skills, such as executive function skills or whatever that coach is working on. So just think of when you go to a coach, or when you think about a coach, they enhance whatever it is that you already built with, and they're giving you how to utilize it to the best of your ability. So people are often confusing coaches and therapists and coaches, which a lot of therapists do coaching, and a lot of people who do coaching are also therapists. So it's confusing, and I can understand why it's confusing, but I kind of wanted to help anyone out there understand the difference between a coach and a therapist. Now, if you want to utilize a coach rather than a therapist, that's fantastic. But a coach will not help your child with their mental, if they're not a licensed professional counselor. So I have to say that if they're not a therapist, they're not going to help your child with certain mental health issues. Like if the child is having anxiety, you can't necessarily coach your way. I mean, you could, but you can't. You can't coach anxiety out of someone. I mean, anxiety is a complicated thing. So, you would likely need the partnership of a therapist and maybe a psychiatrist, if that's involved, someone who's prescribing medication, to just work jointly. And if you want to see a coach for that, it may not be beneficial, and your child may not benefit from just a coach, or your child may not benefit from having a therapist. There's lots of research and background saying that coaching is actually beneficial for individuals with ADHD, because it's specific skill set to give, and sometimes that brain just it takes that information better. So when deciding what you want for your child, just, research both. Research if you want someone who's going to do coaching or someone who's going to be a therapist, or maybe it's a combination of both, that they can jointly do together. A little bit of coaching, a little bit of therapy, blend together, and you get the perfect remedy. I don't know. But definitely look into both of them. I just kind of wanted to help people understand that there are different options. And, in the world of mental health, in the world of helping, in the world of child behavior, in the world of child development, and in the world of parenting, there are so many different people who want to help you and further aid you in the further development of your child, such as coaches, therapists, psychiatrists, psychologists, neurologists, occupational therapists, behavior therapists. I mean, there's a lot of different people. So it's nice to kind of know who is doing what and what is beneficial. At one point in our neurodivergent journey with my child, we saw everybody, every single last one. So I've been in that world. I love coaching because it's a different relationship, and I get to give skill-based information, and I get to really educate and really help parents and families and companies and all the different people that I work with. That's why I write a lot, because I want to basically educate and give information on the neurodiverse brain and unique learners, unique people, unique adults, because that brain is not limited to childhood. You grow up with that brain. So I also love helping companies understand neurodiversity as well. So yeah, that's the difference between, coaching and therapy. I hope that kind of made sense. If not, leave me a comment, and maybe I'll do another video that clarifies it. So in the meantime, I want you all to enjoy your unique parenting journey with your unique child.